Hello friends, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be answering some of y'all's questions about demisexuality. So let's dive right in, shall we? How do you feel about the representation or lack thereof of demisexuality in media, and what forms of demisexual representation would you want to see? I think that the most important thing that demisexual representation in the media can do is just letting people know what demisexuality is. I've known so many people who have felt like there was something wrong with them until they found out that demisexuality was a legitimate thing. And I think the media could play a huge positive role in just informing people, and it can be done so casually. I've seen it done pretty well in some web series and stuff, but that's just a really good way to just kind of get the word out there, where it can be found by a wider variety of people who wouldn't necessarily be researching different sexualities on their own and wouldn't necessarily come across it if they didn't see a character who was demisexual. Do you find that you often have to explain your sexuality to people you come out to? And if you do you find this to be a bother, or do you like that they are interested / that you are getting a less known sexuality more recognition? Most of the people who I have explicitly talked to about demisexuality, they originally found out that I was demisexual through the first demisexuality video I made on this channel. And so that created kind of an automatic explanation, I guess. But also I don't talk to people about it a lot. I've brought it up when it's been relevant in conversation, but I don't go out of my way to tell people, hey, I'm demisexual. And that's probably because the most important people in my life already know, because I made the video about it. And so I've really only had to explain it to a handful of people. Most of the time I'm excited to tell them about it, but there have been times when I've been apprehensive just because demisexuality there's so many people who are that sounds fake, or sounds like you're just making that up. And I haven't had anyone personally say that to me when I talk to them about it, but there are certain people that I'm more apprehensive to explain it to than others. When / how did you realize you were demisexual? I realized that I'm demisexual through a Tumblr post that just had the word and had an explanation for it, and I was like, that sounds like me. For me, it wasn't a very complicated process in figuring that out, because I was already somewhat aware of that aspect of myself. I just didn't have a word for it. And mostly I was aware of the fact that I'm also demi-romantic. I use demisexual as an umbrella term for demisexual and demi-romantic, and I was very aware of the fact that I didn't get romantic feelings for people unless I was friends with them. And so as soon as I saw the definition for demisexual, I was like, well, that's me. I was probably 18 years old when that happened, so 4 years ago. How did you feel when you found out that demisexuality was a thing, the first time you heard the term / label? I was pretty jazzed about it. I thought it was pretty cool that there was a word to go with what I'd been feeling. I know some people have felt a lot of relief from discovering the word, it's a weight off their chest. They're realizing that there are other people like them and that they're not alone. And I didn't super have that feeling. My demisexuality didn't make me feel as isolated from other people as some people experience. And so for me, it was just that's cool. That's me. That sounds like me. Did you go through any other identities before you landed on demi? I actually did not go through any other labels before identifying as demisexual. I was kind of lucky in that I found demisexual pretty early on, and I wasn't even exploring any of my options. I just kind of stumbled across it. So that was a very nice experience for me. Does it mean you could be with someone of any gender, or is that specific to each individual? Every demisexual person is different. Some people will just use exclusively the word demisexuality to describe themselves, and it means that they could be, attracted to any gender as long as they have the appropriate emotional bond as a prerequisite. But lots of other people will like double up on terms, like say they're demisexual and heterosexual, or demisexual and bisexual. Thank you all so much for sending in your questions. It's always very exciting to talk about demisexuality because I would love for more people to know about the term. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you very much, and I will see you guys next week.